Hi, I'm Carrie. I'm a 29-year-old vegan living in Bristol, UK. I've been vegan for 8 years now, and my partner, who I live with, isn't vegan, but he eats vegan with me at home. We are going to be doing a low spend January for our grocery budget for the whole month, where we will have access to a £100 budget for the two of us for the month. And that's about half of what we usually spend. So we are being quite ambitious. We have shopped at a range of grocery shops to make this possible. We've shopped at Ocado, which is an online retailer. We were new customers and got a really good deal on a voucher there for being a new customer. We have shopped at Aldi, which is our local and probably where we spend most of our money kind of month to month. We have shopped at a local Asian grocery store, which is fairly nearby, and that has really great deals on tempeh and tofu, so we really enjoyed going there. And then finally, we've also shopped at probably our favourite shop, which is Heron Foods. Anyone who knows me knows that I won't stop talking about Heron Foods. It is a discount shop, so if things are discontinued in various supermarkets, if things haven't sold or they've overordered, which can happen from time to time, then the food will arrive at Heron Foods. Now, it is mainly a Midlands and Northern chain, I would say, but I'm in the southwest, I'm in Bristol, and there is one across the river from me, so it is a bit of a trek, but it's so worth it. And I think there are a couple in Wales as well. So if you are in the south, then I'm afraid you might not find one, but do have a look because honestly, it changes the game, especially for vegan items. I'm going to take you through what we've already got in our cupboards, how we're starting the month of January, and what we've bought at each of the shops, where we're up to in our budget. And then I will do weekly updates on what we've cooked with what we've had, if we've needed to supplement what we've got in with another trip to the grocery shop, and just weighing in, seeing if we feel like we're kind of missing out, if we're missing anything that we didn't have in the budget before. We've got all of our staples accessible to us, so we're not kind of denying access to anything that we have. This is simply to help us eat through what we have, drink through what we have, and to save a bit of money while we're doing it after Christmas. In the last few years, I've become really passionate about just grocery shopping on a whole and making the most of your money when you go there. I follow some really great YouTubers already, and I thought I'd try my hand as well. I just want to show that veganism can be accessible and low cost if you're willing to put in the time that it takes to plan meals around what you've already got, to travel to different stores, and to not be afraid to do a bit of home cooking. So I hope you enjoy. Without further ado, I will show you now what we've got in and what we're starting from. We do have quite a stocked freezer, so I think the best way that I've decided to do this is to just show it to you drawer by drawer, rather than keeping the freezer open for a long time or try and somehow have you balanced as I'm going through the freezer. So this is in our bottom drawer of the freezer. You can see here that there are 3 loaves of bread. So the first one is an 800 gram, I think. Yeah, 800 gram Iceland thick sliced bread. And then we have 2 loaves of the seeded batch Warburton's bread. Now you can see that these have got yellow stickers on, so these were reduced, but actually we went one further. We actually got these completely free of charge. I don't know if people have heard of the app Olio before, but it's a food sharing app and it's essentially to stop food waste. So you've got volunteers in the local area that sign up to pick up anything that hasn't sold at a supermarket that day, and then they put it on this app and you go and collect it from their house. So real shout out to the volunteers who do this, because sometimes they'll have tons and it takes them such a long time to list them, to liaise with everyone, and to get rid of them. And ultimately it's their responsibility as well, if the things don't go on the app, to get rid of them safely. So real shout out there. So we got all of this bread completely free of charge, which was amazing. So we've got that as part of our stockpile. Then I've just got maybe half a bag left of these edamame beans from Farm Foods. So maybe 175 grams. And my partner doesn't like these, so it's just me that eats them, and I'll add them to maybe fried rice, or if I'm making kind of like a rice bowl or noodles or that sort of thing. So any sort of like Asian style food, I might add that for a bit of extra protein. I've got a little bit of pineapple here. Again, this was given to us free of charge on Olio. We requested it. And then I just froze it for smoothies and haven't got round to it yet. So again, completely free of charge. With all of these things, I'm not going to remember what everything costs. I'll just let you know if it's from Olio and it's free. And then we've got 2 open bags of chips at the moment. So we've got these Aunt Bessie's crispy skin on home style chips, which is probably less than a portion, to be honest. Maybe if you're having lunch or something, just a few with a sandwich. And then we've probably got half a bag here of these Co-op crinkle cut chips. So that is drawer 1. Okay, so this is what I've got from drawer 2. There's quite a bit of room in this drawer, and it's 2 portions of leek and potato soup, which I made, and 5 of the 6 plant-based Yorkshire puddings. Now, the soup I made from leeks, which were reduced, which my partner managed to pick up on a yellow sticker, which is great. And then the 8p 2 kilo potatoes before Christmas from Aldi. So that was a super, super cheap meal. So you'll see in a second that I've got more portions of it in the freezer. In fact, I think I've got 6 portions altogether, but we'll see. And then the Yorkshire puddings we get from a local store called VX. It's located, if you're based in Bristol, it's located on East Street in Bedminster, and it is a vegan haven essentially. So we always get our Yorkshire puddings from there. So here we have the rest of the leek and potato soup. Like I say, we had 4 portions there and then 2 in the previous drawer. And then the rest of this drawer is broccoli. So this is broccoli that I've chopped, washed, blanched, and then put into ice water to cool down, divvied up into these freezer bags, and then put in the freezer. So this also came from the 8p veg deal that Aldi did before Christmas. And we go through so much broccoli. It's our favourite vegetable by a mile. So we just couldn't pass it up. So I think I weighed it before I'd cooked it, and just raw, it was 1.7 kilos of broccoli florets that we ended up having. So you can see here, I've got 5 freezer bags of broccoli, and I would say some of them have 2 portions and some have 3. So this is going to last us a really long time. This is the final freezer drawer and probably the most full of all of them. So what we've got here, first things first, this is some beef style seitan that I made a few weeks ago, and has, I would say, probably 3, definitely 3 persons portions, maybe 4, say 3 or 4 portions there for sure. The next thing we have are these Richmond meat-free caramelised onion flavour sausages. Never actually tried this flavour before. Only ever tried their kind of standard ones, but these were on offer for £1.75, I want to say, at Morrison's. So we picked those up. The next item I have here is the Plant Pioneers meat-free Wellington. This was a Christmas item, and we did buy it before Christmas, so it wasn't on offer or anything. We'll probably have some people around and create a roast with that, because it serves 4. So it's a bit big just for the 2 of us. The next one I've got here is the Linda McCartney 8 burgers. Let's see how many are in this now. So we've got 6 left in this family value pack. Now this was an absolute bargain. I bought these, I want to say 6 months ago, at least. I got 3 packets of these and they were reduced to clear in Morrison's for £1 per packet, which is just insane. £1 for 8 vegan burgers. I think these were usually £3 per pack or £3.50 or something. We had 3 packs. We're on the final one, but we've still got 3 meals for the 2 of us in this one. The next thing I have here are just some nuggets. We quite like to use nuggets as a side. If we're having some mac and cheese, then we might have some nuggets with that, as well as some greens or something, you know, some tomatoes maybe. And these were from Iceland and they were on offer for £1.12, something like that. Really, really cheap, really good value. And I think that's because it was the chicken run on the box. So it was a promotional pack and that promotion was over. So yes, got those. Next, we've got these Plant Pioneers chorizo style sausages. I think these are their shroom dogs made into chorizo style. But again, we've never had these and saw them in Sainsbury's and wanted to try them. So really versatile and excited to try these. Next, we've got from Lidl these schnitzels. You can see that they were 50% off. They were 74p for the 2. We've had these before and really liked them, so picked them up when I saw them for that good price. And the next thing I have here are from Aldi, and it's the hot and spicy tofu bites. We saw them and had just never tried them before. Anything tofu wise, I'm willing to give a try as well. And I think, yeah, this has got 2 servings, so it will serve us for 1 dinner for the 2 of us. I want to say those were definitely under £2. They weren't expensive. And then the final bits that we've got here are just a bit of bread. Again, this was free from Olio like previous. And we've got 5 slices there. And then we've got 1 white roll left over, which we can have a burger in. So that is absolutely everything currently in the freezer. So we're starting from a pretty good stockpile. This is the stock take of what we already had in the cupboards or in the fridge that you haven't seen yet. So nothing that was in the freezer. I'll just get straight to it. What I should mention with some of these items, particularly the specialty items, is that I would try and avoid paying for them out of my own cash budget. So what I do is I use a website, and I can let you know in the comments if you want to know the website, because I don't want to be seen to be promoting it, because, you know, it's each their own. But I use a website where I download games for my phone and I earn cash for reaching certain levels and that sort of thing. I turn those into vouchers, which I can spend online, and then I buy specialty items. So I'll just go through to begin with all the things we have that I didn't pay for because I had those vouchers. So I did put time in to get that, but I didn't actually need to use any cash budget. So all of these stock cubes completely free to me because I played some games on my phone and got that back in vouchers. These kilo of chickpeas, same story. Chickpeas are cheaper to buy in the supermarket, I would say, than that online, but if you have a voucher and you can use it online, then a kilo is pretty good. So bought those. The next thing is the Vital Wheat gluten, and this is what I use to make seitan. There isn't actually very much left of this. I think I've probably got 1 batch left of this, but again, I use the vouchers to pay for this, so I didn't pay anything out of my own pocket. And then I've got chickpea flour here. I use that in the seitan recipe, but as you can tell from how full it is, it's not actually that much that goes into the recipe. So I might try and find ways that I can use this outside of that. I have made little like fake egg muffins before with this flour, but it's very bitter. So it needs to be kind of like cooked well to get rid of the bitter flavour for this. So yeah, but this again was over a kilo completely free to me because I used those vouchers. So that's a little tip that I have if you're doing a low spend as well. Just look into things like that. For me, I already play games on my phone, so it just made sense. So yeah, anyway, start with condiments for what else we've got. We've got this like Doritos hot salsa, and it's about half full, and it's a 900-gram thing, so about 450 grams of salsa, which is great. I like to use that on anything Mexican that we're making, really. We have this vegan salad cream, which my partner bought from Heron a few weeks ago. I think it was £1, or it might have even been less than £1. He likes this. I'm not so keen, but there we go. We just got like a barbecue sauce here, a ketchup. We have a vegan mayo. Now we have a few of these in the cupboard because I think Hellmann's changed their branding from vegan to plant-based. So then all of these that said vegan on were sent to kind of like budget stores to get rid of. So we found them in Heron. Gosh, latest March, but maybe even earlier than that. We found loads of them, and they were, I think we went in twice, and one time they were 79p and one time they were £1. So we do have 3 of these in the cupboard. So we're definitely not going to run out of mayo. And then I've got this Asda Caesar style dressing. I absolutely love this. It's 250 mils. This is really reasonable. I think it costs like £1.25, but this actually needs to be used up this month. So this is something that I will look to do. I love this dressing even on like a chicken burger or something. So that might be an idea to use some of this because yeah, you only use a bit at a time. And then the final thing in terms of like big sauces is this sweet chili sauce, Hellmann's. This is massive, as you can see. It's actually over a kilo in weight. We're at 850 mils. It's vegan. This again was a Heron purchase, and I think we got it for £1.75. So any kind of stir fries and that sort of stuff, that's what we'll be using. Speaking of stir fries, I've got these 2 stir fry packets. The sweet and sour stir fry sauce from Sainsbury's, and a sticky teriyaki sauce, which is Blue Dragon. Both of these I got for 10p from Sainsbury's. I think they're run out. Oh no, they're in date. So I don't know. They were just discontinuing them, I guess, in that little store. So got these for 10p each ages ago, maybe like 2 months ago, but haven't got around to using them yet. As you can imagine, I bought quite a few when I saw it for that price. So we're still getting through those. Next, I've just got miso here. Again, like this takes forever to go through. We definitely won't finish this. Had this a long time, but love this. It's just so yummy. So yeah, really like this. Next is just like we've probably got about half left of this tomato puree, which is really helpful to have in the house. We've got Marmite, which I really only use in sauces. We don't like Marmite on toast or anything like that. But really good in sauces and gravies, and use it in the seitan if I make the beef seitan as well. Got this Bonsan Choco spread. There isn't that much of this left, to be honest. We might finish this month. I don't know. We don't use it often. Again, this was a Heron Foods purchase for under £1. So that was a real treat when we found that. We then have this quick so gravy, which is self-explanatory really, as well as having it as a sauce. Obviously, it's a staple in the cottage pie that I make, and we really like cottage pie, so I reckon we'll have that at least twice this month. Got yeast packets. This pancake mix, which has 2 packets of it in. This was 39p from Heron, and all you have to do is add vegan yogurt and vegan milk to it. So I've had this in the cupboard for a long time now. Might try and use this up. Peanut butter, there's maybe like a quarter left in here. Kimchi, I bought maybe a month ago, just haven't used it yet, but really, really love this. So this is lovely, and it's completely vegan. So you do have to be careful, some have fish sauce in. We've got a fair amount of rice. That's just standard rice. Flour as well, so plenty there. I've got 1 pack of these noodles, but as you can see from here, we've got plenty of others. My partner loves to have these for lunch at work, so we've got these kimchi ones. There's 5
packs with that of the kimchi ones. We've got these spicy tomato flavour, 3 times spicy, masala flavour, tasty vegetable. I believe all of these are vegan, but he isn't vegan himself, so occasionally he'll pick something up thinking it is and it's not, but it's no big deal. He's not vegan, he just eats vegan in the house with me. I'll show you cheese. We've got soft spread, garlic and herb, and we've got maybe a quarter of this left. Really like using this in stroganoff, or just on bagels and toast and various things. We've got maybe a quarter left of this Sainsbury's cheese block. This was actually gifted to us for Christmas. Got maybe half a bag of cashews here. Love making vegan mac and cheese with these. Got 1 tin of tomatoes, so we'll definitely have to get some more throughout the month, but at the moment just got 1. And also got these artichoke hearts. This is from Lidl when it was like Spanish week. Love artichokes in sandwiches, like crusty roll sandwiches, and also on pizza. So that is what we'll use for that for. Next, I've got some black eyed beans. You can see there's not many left in here, but then I have got another 500 grams here. And these were only 50p each from a local convenience store. And that is because they were best before last Jan. It's completely safe to be eating these, and there's nothing wrong with the beans. They are just, I would say they take longer to soak. So that's the only thing that I've noticed with these. But as you can see, got through a fair amount already. Got some more. We got this with a Holland Barrett voucher, so we didn't pay anything for this, but it was down to 57p anyway, and it's pearl spelt. We've never tried this before, but you can use it as a risotto alternative apparently, so quite keen to give that a go, see what it's like. Lovely stuff. And then of course, the vegan staple, nutritional yeast. Everyone needs some of this in the cupboard. So this is everything that we had staple-wise in the cupboards. There might be a few more seasoning packets, whatever, that I haven't got out, but these are the majority. So this is our starting blocks. Now, I did just have to add this section in. This isn't things that we've bought, but it is things that we're going to have access to in our cupboards throughout January. It is a 12 pack of Lucozade Sport, and we've had 2 already, and a 20 pack of Walker's crisps. Now, we basically have no idea where this has come from. Came back from after Christmas, and a big box was sitting on the doorstep, addressed to me, the right address and everything, so it's not as if it's someone else's post misdelivered. No delivery note, no note at all, no company on the box. Obviously there are cheese and onion crisps in there which aren't vegan. My partner isn't vegan, so he will eat those for me. But the rest we can have. And the only conclusion that we can come to is I must have been a competition runner-up. I enter so many competitions for holidays and for literally anything you can think of. I'm always like, you've got to be in it to win it. So I can't see anything in my emails, but there is no other explanation for it. I'm almost certain that this has come from a competition runner-up sort of thing, that I didn't win the prize and they've just sent some stuff. So yes, we have access to these throughout January, and they didn't cost us any money, so we're very lucky. This is the first shop. We went to 2 stores today, Heron Foods and an Asian store called Konbini. I'll start by showing you the items that we bought from Konbini. So the first thing that we got was 400 grams of this tempeh, which is amazing. Usually we would get that fresh and it would be 200 gram packages. So this is double what we would normally get. And this was only £2.40. So really, really good deal. We're really happy with that. And it's frozen, so it'll keep really well, and we'll keep that in the freezer. So the second item that we got was this tofu. It's 600 grams of Tofu King medium firm tofu. Obviously, that isn't the drained weight, but still a really good deal for £2.19. The next item we got was another frozen item. It's by the brand Hoshe, and it's plant-based teriyaki unagi. Now, neither of us have actually tried this non-vegan before, so I have no idea what to expect, but this was actually on clearance for £2, so we thought we'd like to try that. On the back, it's got instructions to either cook it by steaming it or microwaving it, so it should be easy enough, and that looked quite tasty. The final thing that we got from Konbini today was this ready meal. As you can see, it says past best before date on there, which is why it was reduced, and it was reduced all the way down to £1, which we were very excited about. So it's just an instant Mapo tofu 300-gram dish. This will only do one of us, but we might share it so we can both try it. And you can just pop that in the microwave to heat it up. So really easy, really good. So that is everything that we got from Konbini. And the next place that we went to was Heron Foods. So the first thing that we got was this Flora plant cream. It's a single plant-based cream, and that was 79p, which is a really good deal. The next item that we got was this, I can't believe it's not butter, it's 450 grams of margarine, and this was £1. We've only got about a quarter of a tub left, so that will be really helpful. The next item that we bought were these crispy fried onions, 100 grams, you can see it's vegan. I don't know what would be in crispy fried onions that wouldn't be. This was definitely a want, not a need, but for £1, I don't think you can go wrong. The next item was this pot noodle, a gravy and stuffing flavour, and you can see there that it's vegan. This is for my partner, not for me. I don't really eat these ones, but he was very excited to try that for only 79p. And then finally, the real bargain of the trip were these two big packs of noodles. These, I think, are just an off-brand version of the Buldak spicy chicken noodles. These are volcano chicken noodle, crazy hot spicy. There are 4 packs in here, and it was 79p per 4 packs, which is just insane. So, of course, we bought 2 of them. Actually, we have one more item which I forgot to bring out, and that is these Cheetos. So we had 2 bags of these, and they were reduced down to 17p as they were best before today. And this is from Aldi. We have one really close to us, so maybe a 10-minute walk or a 2-minute drive. Now, some of these I actually bought before Christmas. They just last well because they're veg. And the reason I did that is that UK supermarkets did a massive price slash before Christmas of kind of Christmas roast dinner veg that they thought people would need. So these parsnips were 10p. Sorry, these were actually from Morrison's, but I'm going to include them because I know exactly how much they cost. These were 10p per bag, and there are 2 bags. All the other veg, which is 2 kilo bags of carrots, a 2 kilo bag of potatoes, a white cabbage and a red cabbage. All of these were 8p each. And then I've already shown you all the broccoli in the freezer, which again was 8p each, which is pretty insane. I think you'll agree. So we definitely made the most of that. So for the broccoli and all of this veg, it came to £1.16. I then went into Aldi today mainly just to get this penne pasta because we're running low on pasta, and I think at the start of the challenge we definitely need staples like this. So this was 41 pence from Aldi. Spaghetti is cheaper, it's 28 pence for spaghetti, but we just find penne more versatile, to be honest, and we can use it on more. So that's why we got that. We got these cookies just as a treat, and they were only 99p, which is pretty good. Then we saw this, which is a no lamb roasting joint. We are very excited as well because it was only £1.99, but actually having looked at the back, this is only a single serve, which is why it was so cheap. So if you're a single person, then I'm sure these are fantastic because you don't have to have leftovers and that sort of thing. But for us, we're probably going to have to supplement this with something else so that we can both try a bit of it. So we should have looked at that a bit more carefully because the price was very low. We were shocked. But anyway, still excited to try this. And I do believe it comes with some mint sauce in there as well. And then the final thing, Aldi has come out with this, which is like a dupe, I guess, for the Mars ice cream, but a vegan one. And honestly, I'm over the moon. I'm so excited. These were expensive. They were £2.40 for 4 bars. So it is on the pricier side, but you know, you've got to have some treats in there as well.
This is by far our biggest shop, probably this month, but certainly for the start of the month. And it is from the online retailer called Ocado. For those who aren't familiar with Ocado, it's a purely online-based supermarket. And it stocks its own brand products, it stocks kind of branded products, and it also stocks Marks and Spencer's products. So it isn't a supermarket that you would normally affiliate with a budget. However, this was the first time that I was ordering from Ocado and I had a £25 off voucher, which I'm sure you can agree is pretty phenomenal and not something I wanted to miss out on. So I was really, really excited by this deal. As you can see, we got quite a lot. And I think you'll be really, really surprised at the price altogether. So without further ado, I'm going to start with the frozen products because I need to get those back in the freezer ASAP. So the first thing I have here is a bag of frozen peppers. I wouldn't actually normally buy frozen, I would buy fresh, but they didn't have any in stock, but they had this pack of 750 grams sliced mixed peppers. They freeze them when they're at that prime, so no issues on quality or anything. It's just sometimes I like to have a raw pepper in salad or stuff like that, but it's not going to be a big miss for me. And this was £1.90 regular price. The next thing I have here are these Beyond burgers. They're the chicken style plant-based breaded patties. This is one of those products we've never tried before because they are just normally too expensive. It was down from £4 to £2, so £1 per Beyond burger, which I thought was pretty good. The next item I've got here is the Linda McCartney's vegetarian country pies. These weren't on offer or anything, but we do like a pie. This was £2.50 for both, so £1.25 per pie. I have had these before and they're really yummy, so I've got no doubt that we're going to enjoy these. The next item I've got here is a value pack of the Linda McCartney mints. Have had this before and really like it. It's a 500 gram pack and this was quite expensive, so this was £3.30, but I did think, well, with the voucher you're getting it for free, aren't you, really? So this was one of those bigger ticket items that I wouldn't have put in my basket had we not had the voucher. The next item I've got here are the Green Cuisine meat-free meatballs. And again, we love a meatball and we don't care what brand it is, but these are the ones that they had online. It's a Bird's Eye product and I'm just trying to see how much, 280 grams. So it is a bit of a smaller pack there, but we really enjoy these. And these were £3. So again, I wouldn't have normally bought them at this price, but I was happy given that I was going to get money off. Okay, so the next two items I got were these epic blocks of Violife. So I had 2 of these in the basket and these were £2.75 for both, and that's because I also bought, not for this challenge but for New Year's Eve, a vegan camembert, and that it was a 3 for 2 offer, so one of these I got free. So I'm not including my New Year's Eve food as part of this total because it's not something that we're going to be eating as part of the challenge. So the next 3 items I've got here are these Outpro plant protein, 15 grams, and they're just like a red berries, 3 for £3. So I thought, well, I don't want to leave them there for that. That's a really good price. So got those. The next item is just some brown onions, a kilo of brown onions for 99p. I know you used to be able to get some a little bit cheaper than that in Aldi, but I think those days are gone now, unfortunately. The next item, these 2 ripe and ready avocados. My partner doesn't eat
avocado, so I'll be enjoying these just myself. And these were $1.60, which I think is a fine price for avocados. Don't buy them very often. These are definitely more of a treat than a staple, I would say. Next item here is 300 grams of cherry tomatoes, and these were £1. They look really nice. Happy with those, not much to say. The next item are these M&S Granny Smith apples. Now, this pack is a bit bigger than a standard pack. There's 7 that come in here, whereas normally it's 5 or 6, so you get an extra apple, and these were £2 each, and we bought 2, so there's another pack under there. Next is under all this frozen stuff, if I can get to them. There we go, are just these M&S 8 tortilla wraps. These were £1.30. They're actually way bigger than I thought they were going to be. Okay, the next item here is blueberries, 250 grams, and these were £2.80. This is a bigger carton than we would normally get in our regular shops, just to try and get it to last a bit longer. But the best before is 3rd of Jan. So we'll see how we get on with trying to make it last longer. I might have to freeze some of these to have in smoothies. But yeah, £2.80 for those. Next, we have the raspberries. Again, this is a bigger punnet than I would normally buy. It's 250 grams. And this was £3 for that. Okay, the next items, where again I've got 2 bags of these, but I won't kind of reach for the other ones, are just a pack of 5 Fifes bananas, and these were 80p each, so 160 for both packs. So this will be 2 weeks worth of bananas for us. Next item here is risotto rice, arborio rice. Oh my god, I love a risotto, and this was actually on offer, so this was down to £2. The next item, which you can't see at the moment here, is just some onion granules. These are M&S. These were £1.50. Next are these tortilla chips, and I think this is, how many grams? 200 grams. Just plain, lightly salted. These were £1.35, and it's just M&S brand. Next item here was, it's actually organic, this one. So this was half price, so it's down to £1.75, which actually for a whole butternut squash is pretty good. The next thing are, as you can see, all these oat milks. These are the Mama, not sure how you say that, signature oat. They've just had a rebrand, so it used to be different packaging, but this is kind of the new one. And this was buy one, get one free on all of these. So I've got 8 of those, which should last the whole month. And it was £8. So it was kind of buy one, get one at £2 each. And the final 2 items that we got from Ocado today are these Outpro Greek style plain yogurts. This is 400 grams, and they were £2.10 each. So that is everything we got from Ocado. And like I say, you're probably looking at the shop thinking, well, how are you including this in a low spend Jan? And that is obviously due to 2 things. The first thing is the £25 voucher as a new customer. My total for this and the bags comes out to £28.64. Because I was a new customer as well, I also got free delivery. So the delivery, I think it said on the receipt, should have been £4.50, and I got that completely free. And I only put my online order in yesterday morning, and it arrived this morning. So it was so convenient. Didn't have to go to the shops and lug this all. So yeah, really, really happy with that. So that is everything we're starting our low spend January with. We have spent £48.33 of our 100 budget so far. But given I don't think that we'll need to go back to the grocery shop for at least 10 days to 2 weeks, I'd say we're pretty much on track for what I was hoping for. We've got loads in the cupboards. Our freezer is pretty much full at the moment, and lots in the fridge as well. So I think mainly the reason we'll need to top up at any point will be for that fresh fruit and veg, particularly the fruit, as that doesn't last as long as the veg. So we shopped at Heron Foods, Aldi, our local Asian grocery store, and Ocado. We utilised Ocado's new customer voucher, which was £25 off our shopping, which I'm sure you'll agree made things a lot more accessible for us in that respect, and we have way more meat alternatives than I thought we might have. Heron Foods is already a really discounted shop. And what was interesting is when we were at the Asian grocery store, they mentioned their loyalty scheme. So you get £2 for joining up to their loyalty scheme, and then you earn back 1% of any transaction that you have made in their shop afterwards. And once you reach the £3 point, you can then start using those points as cash towards your purchases. That sounds really great and probably something we will use in the future, but I don't imagine we'll build up enough points within January to use any now, but definitely good to know. The other thing about increasing our buying power, which I mentioned in the video, is of course the games that I play on my phone for vouchers that I've then used to fill my cupboards with kind of those specialty items that might not fall into my day-to-day budget, but really help stretch things. Making seitan really, really lowers our budget because it's a meat alternative that we can make ourselves. So thank you so much for watching. I will be back in a week's time to let you know how we're getting on, if we've had to do any top-up shops, and what we've been eating. But otherwise, I'll just see you then. Thanks.